Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 1 of this Edmonton Oilers NHL 25 franchise mode here on my channel. Today we're going to be starting off from pretty much where we're at currently within a week or two, obviously, of this actual recording and uploading date. The actual recording date here, June 21st. We're on June 12th here currently. But as you can see, we've actually gotten up to pretty much the identical point that we are in the legitimate NHL timeline here. There has been awards handed out, so things have gone a little differently there. Not a whole lot differently, if I'm being honest. Like, a lot of pretty similar things. I mean, the Barkov one, that Sam Bennett, whatever. Freddie Anderson was the best goalie instead of Hellebuck. Montgomery won the Jack Adams still with Boston, which is crazy. That's also a fabulous picture of Jim. But that's your awards. And yeah, we are getting to the offseason moves, draft, everything to start off this episode. So essentially it's going to be a big overhaul. We're going to take a look at the spreadsheet in just a second. But without further ado, let's advance to, we're going to go up to the retirees date and the what else am I looking for? Retirees date and the draft lottery. So, new salary cap coming in, $93 million, and Calgary's gonna win the number 1 pick for what should be Matthew Schaefer. But yeah, that's crazy. Interesting group for the top end there. So yeah, obviously we don't have a lot of any kind of picks or anything. This team is really going to have it a little bit rough here as far as the draft goes. At least we might make a move or two at the draft as far as actually trading players and things like that goes. But here's your retirees for year 1. Not really too big of any names in there. So yeah, that's the retirees. And sorry guys, I did forget to point out that all-time Oilers draft pick Magnus Pjarvi Svensson, or just Magnus Pjarvi, does call it quits there. One of the, more up there kind of Edmonton busts for a 10th overall pick. He really just never quite got it done, which is too bad. But we're just going to continue simming here. There is some draft stuff I want to take a look at. There's a few guys that I do think would be worthwhile for the Oilers to draft here. We might have to move to get 1 pick to actually go for any of these guys. The guys I'm looking at are by name Gabriel Daigle. I think it would be a decent pick. I know we do have a Emil Vinny in the system, so he's a guy we're going to keep an eye on. Eddie Genborg, I'm thinking maybe, but probably not. This guy for sure. Mika Petrell looks extremely solid from what we've scouted so far, so he's a guy that would, I think, really add to the left side of our defense. I think Henry Bruchstowitz would be an awesome addition, honestly. And then there's this guy, Tristan Stoll, maybe Jarrett Stoll's long-lost son or something like that. I have no idea if he's actually legitimately a son or not. So looking at him, and then this Mikko Yatakola guy, again, another 2-year ETA. So there's a couple guys in here, a couple centers, a couple pieces that we could potentially snag in the later rounds that might be worthwhile, might be worth the pick. So I think we might be trading for some like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round picks, which don't cost us a lot, but might be able to supplement our prospect pool. Even Wittenbach there, again, has the same first name as me, so not really going to complain on that one. And then there's some top 9 guys too that I think might be worth the pursuit. Even a goaltender like Neuenschwander, or Enriquez could be good. Beckman's supposed to go really late, so we could get him. And then, yeah, you can see there's a few guys later on here like Shen and maybe Cornforth or Mundy. But definitely Shen looks like a decent prospect, so he's probably a guy we'll go and try to get at least. So, yeah, I even was looking at guys like Engel and Conrad, and they never panned out as far as potential and scouting goes, which, again, we're not really doing. It's mostly auto scouting. I just scout the prospects where I'm like, oh, this guy's 2-year ETA supposedly. Let's scout him one more time. But yeah, without really too much further ado here, we are going to get to the draft, and we are going to have quite a few names on our trade block. Those names being, and we're going to try some stuff out here. So the first one, and the main one being hopefully Victor Arvidsson. So we're going to give him a try here and see. Please waive. Nope. Okay. So Arvidsson stays. He's $4 million. So that's not going to happen. Maybe Evander Kane? Please, Kane. That's $5 million we could potentially get. Yes, okay, so Evander Kane is actually going to be on the move. That's amazing. So he will waive that clause. That's great. Next up, we are going to look at... I'm going to try Adam Henrique. I don't know if he's going to guaranteed go for it, and he doesn't. Okay, so that's fine. Arvidsson and Henrique, we can deal with. It's not ideal. Why does my trade block keep reset? This has got to be a glitch, no? Okay, so we'll have Kane. I'm thinking Janmark probably on there too. He really just did not impress me in the Cup final this last year. And maybe like... I guess Jeff Skinner has no real value right now. We're probably not even re-signing him. Trent Frederick we probably will re-sign. And yeah, the only other guys I'd consider bringing back are maybe Connor Brown and Corey Perry for the like bottom to middle six. But yeah, we've got a 3rd, 6th, and 7th right now. We might be supplementing that a little more, but those 2 guys for sure will go on the block for now. So that's like $5 to $6 million we're clearing up, which is something doable at least, or something we can work with. So without further ado, let's get to the draft, make some trades, and see what we can do. All right, so as we begin, I am going to go through... Well, first I'm going to just go and try to offer a trade and see what options we kind of have here for... I totally forgot to look at goalies, but we can trade Stuart Skinner. He actually had a really good simmed season here, 41 wins, a 9-14, and 4 shutouts. Like, that's actually a decent season, but as is real life, we're probably going to move on from him just because the team just doesn't seem to play well in front of him. And I think we'll probably move Pickard too, or we might not move Pickard, but he's probably not going to be our starting goalie this upcoming year. So we only have 3 picks here currently, that being 66, 191, and 223. Not really, high value picks for the most part. Then again, we are still going to be looking to probably make some trades that maybe get us assets, but probably get us now like current players more than anything else. But I am going to take note of these few guys that we talked about before and see if we can just pull something out of the bag here, get something moving. Okay, so as I'm typing names in here, Matthew Schaefer does indeed go first to the Calgary Flames. That is a sick defenseman for the Flames. Well, we're going to try to do a couple things because I'm looking at our picks and I think we can make something out of them. It's not going to be anything stupid or crazy, but I think we can make something work here. So, first things first, let's see who wants to trade a pick. Boston. Hey, how you doing, Boston? The Bruins are definitely one of our hot seat kind of trade partners potentially because they have some very decent players. That a lot of them don't have trade protection, and they also have this goalie that looks pretty damn good in Jeremy Swayman. So Michael Misa goes second. That makes sense. They have pick 34, which I think we can make work. They also have 3 other picks that I think we can make work. So for those 4 picks, and they're Tendy and Jeremy Swayman, I would then offer them Stuart Skinner directly across. Pick 66, because I don't think we're going to use that one. Evander Kane. And there's got to be one more piece here. It might be a prospect. It might be somebody else. Maybe Yarventi's going to be a piece in the team pretty soon. He looks decent, so can't be Yarventi. I'm thinking maybe Bo Hickey. He's 20 and only 71 overall. At least O'Reilly is a year younger, so let's try Bo Hickey in there as well. Boston would have too many skaters. Of course they would. Even if... Okay, so we're going to have to get rid of picks by the looks of it, so... just to bring in another skater more than likely. So let's see who is their least valued skater. Witherspoon maybe? Oh, we could go Mike Hoffman too. He might actually, he was in the system at one point and just didn't make it, but we'll try it again. Yeah, that's definitely not going to go. We're going to have to supplement with some kind of other pick. Can we throw our 2028 first rounder into this deal too and see if that gets it done? I don't think it will, but you never know. So let's try this. Does it go through? Absolutely not. It doesn't meet their block in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, this trade should still be up. So what, like, are we gonna have to supplement another first round pick? I think we're gonna have to. Let's go 28 and 29. Because again, I think we're just gonna have to trade away the future for now. Does it go with the extra pick in there? Yes, it does. Oh my god. Okay, so that's a huge deal. That is a huge deal. Boston gets some picks out of it. We get Jeremy Swayman out of it. And then with 97 and 150, we've covered some of our picks, but there's still some more to cover. So I think we're trending in the right direction here. So not only did we... Ooh, I don't know how much cap space we actually cleared up with that move. That's going to be interesting. But we're probably going to try to find one more trade or two more trades. Okay, let's round out the top five. So Martone and then Frundell. That makes sense. That's exactly who I would expect to go there. Tradable team list. Perfect. Okay, so the Habs are on there. So let's see if we can manage to turn Matisse Janmark into some actual future assets for the team. That's definitely not going right now, so let's throw any other skater they may be so interested in. Is it Boeke? Might be Boeke, but honestly I think we're getting some decent defensive prospects back here if we make this work. That's probably an overpay, so let's see if we can grab another pick to trade for the future. Let's go next year's second rounder. That's too much. Yeah, it's definitely too much. Maybe next year's. It's gonna have to be a third 2 years from now. That looks like an equal trade to me, so let's see if we can get that to work. Okay, so I know we're giving up a prospect now in Boeke, but I think it's going to be worth it to move the Janmark contract, get some picks back, and it goes. Okay, perfect. Done. Easy. That's the only two trades we're going to make at the actual draft here. Now we can go about drafting some players, and I think it's going to turn out just fine for us. I think we are good to go here now with our picks. Now it's just a matter of typing in the picks as we go. But yeah, let's finish off the first round, go to pick 34. And Charlie Truthway's off the board at 33. So let's see who else went. Some good picks. Obviously, this is a solid draft. It's nothing terrible, but nice. Okay, so Joshua Ravensbergen is still on the board. We could get other maybe more serviceable guys, but getting Ravensbergen now at this pick at 34, we're just taking it. Boston's just going to pay for that one. 72 overall, high elite goalie. Man, oh man, that is going to hurt the Boston Bruins in the long run and absolutely benefit the Edmonton Oilers. Great pick there. So yeah, that's when a goalie has 9 shutouts in the dub, you're taking him as soon as you can. All right, over to pick 97 now. Again, we have to kind of utilize my skill set as a manager and as a player or a hockey mind, which for me is drafting. Drafting is for sure like the one thing that I'm really good at for the most part. So yeah, we have to take advantage of that. And then there's some other really good players in here. So a couple high starter goalies, another medium elite in Ivan Kovic. Bork was a good defenseman there to Philly. So yeah, we missed out on some pieces, but we got the highest value piece in the second round. It's not really even close there, and we had to trade way up to get it, but it was worth it. Next up, we are going to go with a guy that is way off the board, but is hopefully going to seriously benefit this team in Mika Petrell. Says NHL ready. I don't know how much I believe that. He might be 1 or 2 year ETA, but we're taking Mika Petrell. Not even a question here. And he is 78. Oh my God. That is a 4th round pick, ladies and gentlemen. And he could probably be in our team by next year. That, wow. Just wow. That immediately improved our prospect pool. No doubt about it. Yes, he's a defensive defenseman, but who cares? He can skate, he can hit, he can kind of defend. That's amazing. Mika Petrell has just single-handedly improved the Oilers' prospect pool. Obviously, Ravensbergen did too, but I wonder if any other 78 rated guys fell this far back in the draft. I wonder. 71 and Rebick. That's a great player there. And, okay, we're going to go... Who's our next pick? We're going Mika Yakola as our next pick. Again, maybe a really good player, 2 year ETA at least. So he looks somewhat decent and solid. Yeah, we're taking Mika Yakola here at 141. And he is a low top 6. Okay, not great. But 66 overall, so again, could have some potential there still. He is a sniper, which I find interesting. I think is the right word for me. He's an interesting pick. I was really hoping he'd be a low elite. Didn't quite turn out to be one, but that's okay. We did miss a high fringe starter there in Mansgoose, but that is, that's a risky run. We could have taken a guy like Holmes, maybe would be better than Yakola, but we're just going to roll with it. Not really put too much thought into this, but I am going with Stoll on this next pick, because I'm praying to God he's a low elite, and he's another low 6. Okay. That kind of stings, but, that's a riskier run. And he is a playmaker. All right, now over to pick number 153, so only a few picks further back from where we just were. And we are going to go with Ethan Wittenbach as our next pick, I believe. I should probably go with Frederick Shen here on this pick. I think he's probably a safer pick than anybody else, except maybe Deigel. But Wittenbach, hold on, if he's a legitimate player... He is indeed a real player, so I think we're going to skip over Wittenbach and go for this other guy that's guaranteed here instead of Frederick Shen. Because then at least this way we're getting a guaranteed, what's the word I'm looking for? Guaranteed medium 9 player rather than what might be a all over the board kind of player. So he's 64 rated. Again, for a 5th round pick, I'm not really going to complain. He also wears number 69, so he's just going to be good eventually. But I mean, obviously that's not the way we really judge players. Gabriel Deigel would have been a good pick as a low elite, but he goes to the New York Rangers, so great pick there by them. Did I see Wittenbach go off the board yet? I don't think so. Okay, let's skip back to where we kind of were here. Okay, Brushewicz is good. Actually, Wittenbach might still be on the board where we're currently at. Yes, he is. But again, I just don't really trust those players and those picks at those spots. So we're gonna take this guy instead, and Nikita Pavlov. I know he's got less potential in scouting, but we're going for him, and he is a low top 9. Okay, so worth the risk of running. Obviously, he doesn't turn out as a 6th round pick, but you're not going to hit on a lot of 6th round picks. So yeah, can't really can't really complain about that one. Again, I've seen much worse picks at that range, and again, we're scouting fairly blind too. There's not a lot that goes into the scouting here for our team. And yeah, Wittenbach was a low 9, so at least we got the medium 9 in Frederiksson. I'll take that as a win all day. And then finally, we're going to go with... Oh, I could go with another goalie. I don't think we really need to, though. Beckman, where did Sumel fall to? 207. Yeah, I'm going to take the risk on Sumel just in case he does turn out. I doubt he will, but you never know. And he's a low 7th. Okay, so everybody was just low potential in here. Nothing really panned out. I thought we might hit on a low elite or two, and it just didn't happen. All right, and then we've got the second last pick of the draft at 223. Just behind Florida, of course, but let's see what else we missed out on here. Fringe starter and Hickey, low 9 in Hodgson, couple other low 9s, just nothing really worth the pick. That Schaefer guy would have been good. Clark Schaefer was probably the one player that, you know, maybe stands a chance of hitting the NHL at some point. And yeah, there was just not a lot really going on in these later rounds of the draft, which you expect. You don't expect a lot to be going on in the late rounds of the draft, but if you can ever manage to pull a steal out of the 5th plus round, you know you're immediately doing better than most teams. So yeah, we can't really get too upset about those picks not panning out. I think for this last pick, because we don't really have a lot going on, I guess we'll go Derek Dalmas as the last pick here for our draft. Derek Dalmas, and he is a high backup. That's not actually terrible. Or Delmas is his name, sorry. I'm actually very happy with how that draft went. I'm glad we didn't spend the other picks on like a what's his name? A Gabriel Daigle or somebody like that, because again, goalies are worth it at some point, but just not at that point in the draft. Well, I guess for a 6th round pick maybe, but we got Joshua Ravensbergen in this draft, and that is all I am going to focus on, is that we got 2 amazing goalies throughout this draft, in Jeremy Swayman for 1 with the trade, and Joshua Ravensbergen as a future number 1 in net for the Oilers. It might not be during the McDavid era. We'll have to see, because again, that's 8 years down the line. Ravensbergen's maybe 2 or 3, so we'll see how that all pans out. But yeah, Mika Petrell is just our Lord and Savior at pick 97. That is amazing. So yeah, some serious value added to the team there. Obviously, we kind of undid our value with some of those low top 6 picks and other things, but overall a very successful draft. Okay, so obviously the big RFA is Evan Bouchard, and we need to see what we are going to be trying to pay him, because I assume he's going to be 10 to 12 million. 12 for 4. Okay. Fine for 12 by 5, but we only have 7.3 million right now. So that is problematic. We also have other guys that we need to sign, so let's start going position by position here. So obviously Swayman's going to start like 60 games next year. Maybe not. We got to go get a backup. So that's going to be something we do. We're going to release Ungar and Delia. I just don't feel the need to pay those guys. And then we're going to bring in Rodrigue again and Nathaniel Day. I think those, yeah, that's probably all we're going to do. I guess we could go Janssen. Yeah, okay, let's go Samuel Janssen too. So that is it for goaltending. We will obviously be trying to get a backup in free agency. Bouchard, we just don't have the money for right now, so we're going to qualify him until further notice when we can clear up some money. I'm going to let Klingberg go. I just don't feel the need to bring him back. We're going to sign Mika Petrell. and he should be good. Dermott and Attard are also going to get contracts. Dermott's a little pricey, 1.2 million is not amazing, so we might actually have to let him go. And Attard, is that a one-way contract again? Yeah, okay, maybe we're qualifying Ronnie Attard. I don't feel the need to spend actual money on those guys. We will, however, sign Paul Fisher to an ELC and Luka Munzenberger to an ELC, and then I'm going to release Kemp and Carrick, and that's pretty much it. Don't feel the need to sign this guy. That is fine. On the right wing, Corey Perry will be getting a contract. He just simply played too good in the Cup final to not get a contract. Connor Brown is injured still. 1.4 million. Yeah, we can do that. And then Mike Hoffman costs next to nothing, so bring him in as a roster filler. And then Jacob Perreault, that's fine. How is Kapanen's contract looking? That's too much. Okay, 1.7 is too high. We need 1.1 million to 1.1 million dollar contracts in our system, so we are going to release Kapanen. I did like how he played, but just yeah, just not quite there or it. Jeff Skinner probably done too. I think that at that price, yeah, that experiment's over. So we're releasing him. Berezkin, we're gonna sign here. Or Beryozkin, sorry, not Berezkin. Beryozkin is how you say his name. I think we're gonna let Kajula go too. Don't feel the need to bring him in. And then centers, we've got a lot of centers. So Trent Frederick. Can we get him 3-year at 2.25, 2.25 million? I would be happy with that, because then that takes him till he's 30. I guess we'll just sign a few more guys here like Pedersen and Philp. Just fill some contract spots. And then, yeah, Missouri we're going to let walk. Wakely, I don't really feel the need to bring him in. Like, yeah, he looks fine, but whatever. Yeah, okay. I think we are pretty much good to go here for what we're working with. So let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 down to Yarventi and Podkolzin, and that's not bad. We could probably use 1 or 2 more, like, really cheap deal forwards. As far as the defense goes, we don't have Bouchard signed, and we do not have the money to sign him currently, so we'll see what 1 or 2 days of these contract re-signings does to our cap space and who we're potentially going to have to move, if that's a Darnell Nurse, a Matthias Ekholm, a Jake Walman, somebody like that. Like, we're going to have to figure something out here, because we still need to sign a backup goalie. We still need to sign probably 1 or 2 more depth forwards and maybe a depth defenseman. And we do not have the money for that right now. So let's advance a day. See what happens here, and yeah, okay. Contracts, please. What do we got here? Frederick signs, perfect. Now we have $4.8 million in cap space. Great, okay. Okay, guys, so the next thing we're going to try to do is to get Nurse to give us a team that we can trade him to. The reason being is because we need to clear up cap space for Bouchard here, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen with Darnell, so what we're going to have to do is probably trade Ekholm instead, which obviously I don't want to do, but I think that's kind of the only option we have at this point now, because we have no money to pay the guys that we need to pay here. So we might even have to move on from Kulak too, which I really don't want to do, if I'm being honest. I think he's a great defensive defenseman, but yeah, this is just tough, because Nurse, he fits our D pairings well. He could play with Bouchard, typically. Just a matter of, where does Walman fit? Is he the middle pair kind of guy? Yeah, okay. I think we can make it work. We're just going to have to trade Ekholm, which sucks. So let's go to free agency and figure this thing out. Because, yeah, this is going to be tough. So, AHL goalie coach we don't really need. I'm thinking it's going to be Ekholm. Anybody else with some big money on there? Please waive your contract clause. Jeez. No. He just doesn't want to do it. So I guess we're putting Kulak on there then. It's a couple lefty. I don't really want to move, but we're going to probably have to move. So yeah, let's see what we can find for any trades here. Of course, yeah, there's our goalie. Tristan Jarry. Probably would have been great, but yeah, no, I need a cap dump here, so it's probably going to be a guy like Jaden Perron, which isn't bad, but is not amazing either. You know what? Yeah, I'll take a Jaden Perron all day. I know it's 1-for-1 with Ekholm, which isn't good, but he's a cheap contract. We got 3 more years left on him after this. We're doing that. We have to. Philip Ekberg seems like an interesting one for another like prospect for defenseman kind of deal here. So 69 rated at 18. You know what? Let's take it. That's another prospect in the pool, and it's better than nothing. Actually, the only other trade I saw in there that was maybe interesting me was a Reed Schaefer. He's only 72 rated. He's 21. So yeah, no, we're taking Ekberg all day. But we're doing this trade for now because we need the cap space. So we got 11.8. That might be enough to pay Bouchard. It's going to be damn close. But we also, again, we need to pay other guys too. So let's see what we can do here. View contracts in the system. Evan Bouchard, how'd you do? What is this? What is your pricing here, man? Oh, no trades available. Interesting. Okay, who's offer sheeting him? Like, that's my next question here. Because we still need a backup goalie for nothing or next to nothing. And yeah, we don't quite have the depth I was hoping for either, so. Noah Dobson's higher on our organization then. I wonder. And like, I seriously wonder. Could we swap Noah Dobson for Evan Bouchard 1-for-1? Just flip them. Let's see if that is an option. I am very curious to see if the Islanders want to do this. I know this isn't keeping the big three together or anything like that, but if we can make this work, and my God, we might be able to. Oh, okay. Honestly, Evan Bouchard's being such a pain in the ass right now that we might have to do this. Honestly, watching, like, I get Bouchard is amazing. Like, he is probably a top 2 or top 3 offensive defenseman in the entire league. But his defensive lapses have cost the Oilers so many times that having a two-way guy like Noah Dobson and giving up a little bit of that offense might be the difference in a championship or not for Edmonton. So let's try it. Dear Lord, does it go? Oh my God, it does. Okay. Oh, that is a big, big change. I know in real life that would probably never go. I don't think Edmonton would ever make that trade. But these guys were drafted like a couple picks apart from each other. Not only that, but we have $11.6 million in cap space. we sign him till he's 30 with the no move clause, I'm fine with that. I just really want him to accept it. And not that I don't know he's going to, but like our number one need now for the rest of this team is probably a backup goalie for $1 million. So let's try this. That is a huge variance or just difference from what has happened here. So is this the whole goalie market? Is $2 million for oh my god. Oh my lord. Okay. Now I'm doing a player search because we need a freaking goalie. That is at least 80 rated as our backup. I'm probably going to have to trade for one that's $1 million. I could do Wedgwood from Colorado. Let's see if we can make that work. Okay, Wedgwood straight up for, I don't even know who. It's probably going to be like a 3rd round pick. Yeah, let's swap him for Montreal's 3rd rounder. Does that go? Thank you, dear Lord. We have about another 1.1 million to spend here, so that 1.1 million is going to the best forward available at that price point, which is probably going to be this Goncalves guy, and I bet he gets matched. Oh, he's a UFA. Sweet. Okay, sign me up. Yes, please. Okay, Goncalves, that's actually a really good signing. I'm happy with that one. Anybody else for dummy cheap? Ryan Johansson, not bad. Kuznetsov's not bad. Kovalenko's only 25 and he's a playmaker. Yes, please. Sign me up for that. And we need at least 1 or 2 more guys on like league minimum contracts here. Maybe some defensemen, honestly, in that $1-ish million range. 1.1 million for the next 2 years, please. Okay, we'll try that one as well. I think that's it for what we're doing for contracts now. I'm a little bit happier with where the free agents are at. And we get Noah Dobson for $10.6 million for the next 5 years. That's great. Now remember, we have to pay Connor McDavid coming up here. And honestly, we are probably going to do that here pretty quickly. 15.3, that's it. That is it, with no clause, no anything. And until he's 36 or 37. I think we might even be able to get him at 15. Oh my god, we can get him at 14 and a half. Connor, please sign an 8x14. Oh my god, if we get him for that price, for the exact same as Draisaitl. Exact same, no clause, no nothing. Oh my god, yeah, this team will have a fighting chance for sure. That is without a doubt. So, we've offered that extension to McDavid. That's the last big thing we're doing here. Other than that, we're just advancing a couple days and hoping we get any of these guys back. So Kalen Addison does not go. We're not trading Roby Arventi. We cannot right now. So who's even left at this point? We have 1.5 million. We're trying to pretty well max out the cap. I'm going to be starting Stetcher next year. Well, actually, no, we'll be doing... Oh, Emberson, maybe. His morale's just down because he's not really getting played a lot right now, so... Doesn't help that he was best mates with all the guys that got traded. Yeah, okay. So we're looking for the very best players at next to nothing on defense for their contracts and price points and everything. Pickering, maybe. I kind of want to right D. So Scott Morrow could be a decent option. Let's see if we can pull some trickery off here with the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't think we can, but you never know. So Nikishin was one guy that had no money on his deal, and then Morrow was another. So those guys, yeah, literally cost us nothing. Problem with Nikishin is I think he makes the deal pretty much ungettable. Yeah, Nikishin's the one that really puts that deal out of proportion. Do they have any other defensemen that are young, cheap, good enough to play on our team? Nikishin's the odd man out, though, too. That's the thing, is they have Ekholm now. We're going to have to trade a big prospect to get a guy like Nikishin. Do we do 2 for 2 on a defenseman trade for forward trade? I think that's not a bad idea. Let's try it. It's a big deal. It doesn't go through. Do we chuck another first-round pick at it just to try and solve our problems? I think we do, because we need defensemen, and I don't really want to trade Matt Savoie. If I'm being completely honest, I would rather trade a first and a Emil Vinny. Maybe. I doubt that's enough to get it to go through, but Perron, Vinny, and a first in 2030 still doesn't go. Okay, what if we throw a second in there too? Next year's second. Big deal. Come on. Still not there. Whatsoever, hey? Whatsoever, you say. I really don't want to trade Ravensbergen. But we honestly might have to get this deal to go. Maybe we send a Travis Dermott back with him. Please. Not please. I kind of have to do this. I really don't want to trade Joshua Ravensbergen, but we need defense so bad right now. That might have to be what we do. And they have not that they have no prospects, they pretty much have no prospects. At least we still have an Emil Vinny in goal as our other goalie prospect. I know he's not a Joshua Ravensbergen, but Vinny will take the right amount of time to develop to get Swayman out as the starter. Swayman's still got another 4 to 5 years left, probably at least, out of that 7-year contract. So yeah, let's try this. Ravensbergen and Dermott straight across. Doesn't go. Holy crap, that's a high elite goalie. And you didn't take it. Oh my god. Okay, final deal. And I'm not throwing anything else at this because I cannot. 2031st with that deal. My goodness. That is it. This is the final offer. I'm not doing anything North Carolina here if this doesn't go through. Oh god, that was such an overpayment. I'm not happy about that one, but we've got Nikishin, we've got Morrow. We'll be okay. So, now we send him to the next season and see what this team shapes up to look like. And Connor McDavid accepts. Perfect. 8/14. We're set. We're good. I'll see you guys in the next season. Oh, Romanov for Yarventi. That is such a good deal. We don't have the money to pay him, so it doesn't matter. Are there any other free agents worth signing in there? Maybe Max Pacioretty. We could take a look into him, maybe. He seemed to be doing pretty dang good for the Toronto Maple Leafs, so. How you doing there, Max, buddy? You want to sign a deal with us? 1 by 1.5, please, if it does happen to go through somehow. Perfect. Yeah, why wouldn't you want to come play with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl? Okay, so for the next season here, guys, we're at 97% of tickets sold. I would hope so with how supportive the Oilers fans are in this Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl era. I would know because I'm one of those fans. I don't live in Edmonton, but man. Okay, owner goals. We don't have a goal to win the Stanley Cup, so that's pressure off my shoulders. No, obviously that is the main goal here. for this upcoming season. But yeah, let's take a look into this forward group. Oh, I am really glad we did not trade Matthew Savoie. And then look at the goaltending. Swayman and Wedgwood. We overhauled this team over the offseason. Like, this is a completely different Oilers team from last year. And I'm very happy with where we're actually at right now. So that is what we're going to roll with heading into this regular season. We might bump Jaden Perron down to the minors just to, not ruin his ability to grow, because I would love for him to just torch the minors and actually become a NHLer next year. I really like Mika Petrell too. I think he's going to be a sweet addition to this team in a season. And then our goaltending's all just kind of up in the air because not that it's up in the air, we know exactly where our goaltending's at. It's that Jeremy Swayman is starting in net for the Oilers for the next 6 to 8 seasons. And we are going to roll with that. So that is where we're at, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode number 1 here. An absolute just a rearranging of the Edmonton Oilers. This team is completely different from last year. We don't even have Evan Bouchard on the back end anymore. We have Noah Dobson. So we'll see if that makes a difference with how the two-way play and everything else goes with this team. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting season coming up here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to go down below, drop a like, subscribe, hit notifications, and make sure that you are paying attention for episode number 2 when it gets dropped. But that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. This is Etanyos signing out, and until next time.